Welcome back, everybody. Today we're talking about the Netflix film Cuties. Okay, it's getting a lot of buzz. So far, when I last checked, it was up to over 20,000 signatures started collected to get it banned. Okay, we're about to find out why, see if it's justified, see if people are just overreacting. Okay, so let's see what Cuties is about. All right, this article says Cuties is a coming-of-age drama movie that follows Amy, an 11-year-old girl who joins a group of dancers at school known as the Cuties. Okay, so that's where the name comes from. And rapidly becomes aware of her burgeoning femininity, upsetting her mother and her values in the process. Oh, sounds like some rebellion going on. Okay. Cuties was directed and written by, don't know how to say her name, not even gonna butcher it, with this marking her feature directorial debut after previously helming and penning the short film My Man's. Okay. Alright. So, it premiered at the Sundance Festival and Berlin Film Festival earlier this year and was met with a lot of positive reception. Okay. With the movie already boasting an 82% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, so the critics like it. So Cuties kicked off 2020 with some great press, but this latest talk is most definitely the opposite of that. A change.org petition was started. It's collected over 84,000 signatures to have it removed from Netflix. So it did well in this festival. Okay. It got a decent score, great score in my opinion. Anything, when I go to check movie ratings, if it's got over 70% of Rotten Tomatoes, that's a green light for me. I'll watch that movie if it's in the genre that I like. Now, what could have gone from that to having over 84,000 signatures on a change.org petition to get it removed? Let's see. Oh, look at what we have here. Let me zoom in some more so we can really see this. Let's look at what we have here. All right, so we have the Netflix banner. It's slated to come out early September. We'll see if it still does after all this backlash. Now, over in France, or wherever it originated, I believe it's France, this was the cover. Okay? This was the cover that they had. Girls walking down the street with shopping bags. Whatever. I still don't like the way some of them are dressed, but whatever. But over here, Cuties. Look at these little girls. Now, looking at this, they look like they are grown. The way they're dressed, the way they're poised, all of it, in my opinion, screams sexuality. And apparently, to those over 84,000 people on change.org, and I'm sure the number's grown by now, it screams it to them as well. Netflix is getting serious pushback. People are calling this softcore child porn. That's what it's being called. They are calling it softcore child porn. They are calling this a pedophile's playlist. Okay, I've seen all kinds of comments. If you've been going through on Reddit and going through various sites, you probably heard the same. Now, let's break this down. This girl is 11 years old. Okay, there's a couple points that I need to hit in here. All the girls are scantily clad. It's bad in all the girls. The black girls are the lowest in the picture. Okay, and they are the most sexualized in the picture. Let me say that again. The black girls are the lowest and they are the most sexualized in the picture. All this twerking, all this foolishness, this is where we're at. This is how we're being depicted. Look at it. You can see the hierarchy. Now, you can call me crazy if you want to. But when pictures and imagery is created, it's created for a reason. Okay? You got the white girl looking the least sexualized out of all of them, standing straight up. A little bit below her, over here, you have the, I guess, Hispanic girl or whatever. Okay? It's getting more sexual. And then at the lowest of the totem pole, you have the two black girls. You have this little girl with her ass out on her knees, and you have this girl with her legs spread, her hands on her hips, like she's about to start pop, lock, and drop it. See, this is sending a message. It is sending an awful message. Okay, so I understand why so many people are outraged, okay, and inflamed by this picture. This is a terrible pic. These are children. These are 11-year-old little girls. But society is sliding off the deep end, and this is where we're heading. Okay? Now, some people I've heard have tried to liken the outfit to outfits worn by athletes and things like that, trying to conflate things and point out the uniforms and other activities like such that gymnasts wear or ice skaters, things like that. But can you really compare these athletes that are performing a sport and wearing a uniform to help them perform a sport, like a swimmer? Can you compare what they're doing, which is not sexual at all, to the blatant sexualization of these children? To me, in my opinion, it's a poor argument. It is a poor argument, in my opinion, but that's one of the arguments I've heard made. Now, let me say this. I blame the parents. Let's look at some more of these pictures. Look at this picture. Look at them. They look like streetwalkers. Why are you trying to make these 11-year-old girls look like streetwalkers? It baffles me how so many people can fight for this and think that this is just okay. I personally, I don't get it. Now, the people that are inflamed, that are signing those petitions trying to get it removed, they're seriously upset. They are beyond angry. And I get that. Now, the reason I'm not up in arms like that is because I understand where society's headed. Okay? We're heading towards a do what thou wilt type of society, where eventually all things are going to become lawful. Okay? And really, at that point, all you're going to be able to do is hopefully you have a strong man in your family that will keep you personally shielded, okay, and instill the right values in you so that you're not corrupted by society. Society's gone. I'm not biblical or religious, but to steal a phrase from the Bible, we're headed towards Sodom and Gomorrah. All things are going to become lawful. Okay, it's only going to get worse from here. And these movies like this, see, Netflix knew what they were doing. The people, the powers that be, okay, that control what is seen and what is not seen, they put that out there to see how people will respond. They knew what they were doing. They did a test to test the waters to see how people will take it. Now, they were met with pushbacks. They can say, okay, we were met with this much pushback. Okay, people may not be ready for this, this, and this, but I think we can get away with this. See, it ties into bigger things. Okay, I'm not gonna get down the conspiracy rabbit hole and all that because this channel isn't about that. But it ties into larger issues, even from the imagery that I pointed out of the positioning of each of the girls in the picture. All right, these things are deep. People think about this in depth. The psychology is real. The reasons behind this are serious. But ultimately, for these little girls being in here, I don't blame Netflix. I'm not blaming pop culture or whatever. I blame their parents. I blame their parents. Because if you are a parent, that means you had to drive. You're one of these girls' parents. They're only 11. They can't take themselves down there and make these decisions, put themselves in a movie. You had to take them down there, let them audition, see what they were doing, approve of it every step of the way, and allow them to do this. This picture that was taken, as a parent, you had to sign off on this. You had to allow this. The parents allowed their children to do this. Now, personally, I disagree with it. I would never allow my child to be seen like this or to engage in this type of behavior. That's just my personal opinion. And just a disclaimer, I don't have any children. But we have to hold the parents accountable.